Alright, so today I'm going to be going through another Goetia book, or Goetia book, whoever, some people claim it's Goetia, other people claim it's Goetia. I did a video already on Goetia books, but, and I didn't think I was going to pick up another one, because they're all kind of running the same. I have to say this is probably my favorite one out of all of them. I'm also going to be touching on yet another satanic Bible that I had the pleasure of reading. One of the things that I need to touch on is both of these are diabolic books, diabolicism. What is diabolicism? Or diabolism, as some people call it. Well, that's Orthodox devil worship, basically. It's kind of like traditional Satanism, but it doesn't have the Church of Satan baggage that a lot of satanic organizations have. I'll give you a good example. I actually recently picked up a book called Satanic Magic by Alistair Knock. And he supposedly is a traditional one, but the book was just full of plagiarism from not only Church of Satan stuff, but some other things as well. Particularly his Black Mass and all that. I highly do not recommend his books. I probably will bring it up in another video. But anyway, I'm doing this at my job, so that's why the background looks the way it does. I had a power outage recently. So I actually don't have any Wi-Fi right now. So it is what it is. But anyway, these are both published by Serial Pleasures Publishing. And this guy, Nico Claux, I'm actually subscribed to him on YouTube. He's the vampire of Paris. And he was in prison. He actually wrote this while he was in prison. Because he actually murdered somebody. So he was in prison for murder. But he's a pretty cool guy. He posts some really cool videos. He goes to museums. He goes to cemeteries and all that. I mean, obviously, if he committed that in America, he'd still be in prison, but France has lighter sentences than the States. They're really, in Europe, they're really into the prison reform system. So, a lot of people tend to get released after serving a certain amount of years. This is actually not written by him, but it's published by him. And I didn't know what to expect when I bought this. So I gotta tell you, this is probably one of the most evil books that I've read. And it's just filled with diabolical prayers and all that. So it's got all these different, it's not just the Goetia, it's got Black Fast in it, it's got the Grand Grimoire stuff in it, and some of the sigils. I mean, he's even got a rosary here. How to do a satanic rosary. So, of course, the animal sacrifice thing. We'll probably distress a lot of people. But the sigils are really cool. I don't know. And I work by myself in the booth, so, because I work as security, so I don't have to worry about coworkers looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? Which is nice. So, but, I used one of the sigils when I made a vessel. He was talking about you make a container to put the different sigils in, and so I got one of these clay pots to burn petitions in, and I did the sigil on it. Damn, where is it? Shoot, I can't find it. But he's got different classifications, hierarchies in here. Yeah, I highly recommend this book. It was originally published by Martinet Press, but this is the ultimate edition. If you get the earlier edition, it's actually missing quite a few things, I think. So this is supposed to be the end-all, be-all thing here. It even has a mock exorcism in it where you actually invite them to possess you, the demonic, which you really have to be careful. I highly do not recommend unless you have a skilled individual nearby that can pull it out in case they don't want to leave. But yeah, so I painted this. It's a broken hexagram, so it's a broken. It's directed towards Yahweh, Yaldabaoth, and it's kind of a way to be sort of blasphemous, I guess. So I'm just trying to find that full sigil here. Yeah, here it is. So I actually painted this on the vessel that I did, and it's supposed to be a blasphemous thing directed towards Yahweh, basically. But yeah, he talks about it. He says, originally the vessel was made from brass material, I would recommend the use of tombstone vase or some sort of earthenware instead. So I went to actually a voodoo, like Botanica store and bought this really nice earthenware vessel. It comes with a lid and everything. And I had to put earth in it. I put a lot of grave dirt and some bones in there and all that. And basically what I do is I actually burn petitions in there, like on parchment and all that. I burn that. Like when I'm done doing candle magic or something. But overall, yeah, this is a pretty good book. The Goetia Daemonium. So this is going to get rid of all the Jewish stuff that, you know, the baggage that a lot of these grimoires carry. yeah, it's just some of the descriptions of the fallen angels in here are amazing too. A little bit different. Like Andras is considered the patron of terrorists and mass murderers. He's depicted as having a suicide bomb strapped to his chest and carrying a golden rifle. Apparently, yeah. So here's the description. He is a great Marcus, appearing in the form of a fallen angel with a head like a black night raven, or an owl. I mean, he's normally an owl, but riding upon a strong black ravenous wolf, and having an assault rifle made of gold, as well as a bomb strapped to his chest. He sows discords. He is the demon of terrorists, mass murderers, and suicide bombers. Then it goes on to say, if the operator have not a care, he will slay both him and his fellows. It also says that he may be the father of Malthus. So, it's just kind of interesting because, you know, he's usually depicted as holding a sword instead. I actually did an illustration of it, of him like that. I'm probably going to post it eventually on my Stope Media gallery page. So, yeah, you guys are probably going to be interested in that. And then we got this here, and I have to say this didn't really contribute anything new that much, but it was refreshing. You know, that it didn't have anything that had to do with Lefay in it. So, again, you got some sigils here. Did all kinds of stuff with this. So, one of the things that I really liked about this was how he talks about how Christ and Lucifer are often associated with each other, and that has nothing to do with Satanism. And that I can agree on, because for the first time, I'm seeing the Satanist that actually says, no, we are not Luciferian. We are completely different. And yes, it's a little nasty, some of the things that he says. But he is right. It's definitely more Gnostic, and it absolutely has nothing to do with Satan worship. So, anyway, I can always read this. In its condemnation of the Gnostics, the Catholic Church from the 4th century amalgamated the name of Lucifer with the devil, yet etymologically the word Lucifer in Latin means light bearer, salutary, and is sometimes associated with Jesus Christ by the Gnostics. This title of Lucifer comes from antiquity and is present in the Chthonic initiatory pantheon. Symbolized by one of the many torches, it marks the triumph of knowledge over ignorance. Little by little, the word Lucifer became a noun and represented the Aeon Christ in the Gnostic system. The Christians hastened to confuse him with the leader of the rebel angels in the books of Enoch and Jubilees. Then he simply became the devil, but with a fallen archangel status. Even now, Satan and Lucifer are synonymous with the general public, but this is a mistake. All the more unfortunate since Luciferianism has nothing to do with Satanism. Imported from Gnosis, Lucifer wants to restore the inner knowledge, the God in oneself, or the divine parcel that is inside each of us. Luciferianism is very far from black masses, blasphemies, and profanations. Luciferianism is not upside-down Christianity. This is all the more true that many Luciferians do not like Satanists. First of all, because they hate the confusion made by the general public between Satan and Lucifer, but also because they want to present Satanists as fundamentally wicked, vicious, and criminal beings. The truth is that this position is dictated only by a manifest will on the part of some Luciferians to give the public and media an image of themselves as being honorable, productive members of society. So he talks about it is wrong to strictly consider the Satanist as a harmful being. He can, like the Luciferian, do good as evil. They both practice magic and respond to universal laws, which could be considered competent witchcraft. I'm just going through some of these points here. Luciferianism derives from ancient cults and is based on a very broad pantheon, while Satanism finds its substance in an energy of blasphemy and profanation. The problem is complicated when we know that there are various Luciferianism that contradict each other. Then he goes on to compare us somewhat with Wiccans, which I find that to be incorrect. But basically, I mean, it's wonderful that he goes into that because, and I actually emailed him. I probably shouldn't have said "Hail Lucifer" in it because he never got back with me. He's probably thinking, "Oh, what a dick." But yeah, it's. He goes on to list some of the Goetia in here as well. Once again, sacrifice. Got all these litanies here, and it's just an interesting book. You know. But I've been getting into kind of some diabology myself. So, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't make me any less of a Luciferian, just getting involved in this stuff, but, because I do work with Satan sometimes, I see him as Samael. So, anyway, to wrap it up, I mean, they're both pretty good books. You can get it from his publishing house, or you can get it from Amazon. They're a little bit cheaper on Amazon. So he's Serial Pleasures Publishing, and he actually came out with an art book of some of his artwork, so I can always do that, review his book as well, that he did on art. I also have an art book that was released by one of the relatives of Anton LaVey. It has some unreleased artwork that Anton LaVey did. But as far as the philosophy of the Church of Satan goes, I feel like, unfortunately, in the United States, every organization that I can find that's involved in Satanism, or even Luciferianism for that matter, is based heavily on Church of Satan and the Satanic Temple. So it makes it hard for me to find a more traditional path people in this country. But you go to other countries like the UK and you see all these people that are practicing this kind of stuff. And it's just, it's very interesting. So, because neither of these authors are American. I've pretty much given up on buying American books, to tell you the truth, from American authors, because they're all the same. They're all revolve around the same fucking stuff. They all come from that Church of Satan, Satanic Temple thing. So I look for authors that are from Europe, typically. So anyway, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe. And peace out, everyone.